evil cod. Hello there and welcome back to Roguecraft. You've caught me out connecting the fortress to the new bridge support. Gone are the days of leaping from a ridiculous height to enter the fortress and then pillaring back up to leave. The only real update on the fortress is that it is somewhat tamed now, with the entire fortress either being slammed over to prevent spawns, or simply lowered to prevent mobs from seeing me every second of the day. I'm not in any rush this season to make a fortress farm. Fortress farms have kind of been my thing since 1.11, 1.12, I don't know. The versions all kind of blend together after a while. I've built them in single-player worlds. I built one on the Avatopia server years ago. Built one in every season of Roguecraft, and even two in Season 1. I even built one on the Cortez Reno server a while back. But this season, I don't know if I'm going to actually make this into an actual farm or not. I already have 50 skulls just from what little I've done to the fortress so far. Right now, that's more than enough. Maybe this season I'll take a break from the fortress farm. I don't know. Right now, all I do know is this fortress is now safe to travel to. I do want to be clear about these stone pathways. They aren't the actual bridges. They're just the foundation of the tunnel system to come later. But all this safety aside, it's time to run, Gragore! And now that we've made our way back home, I think it's time to lay the foundations for level 2. If only I planned ahead on these things, I could have just left a floor here. But like my dad always said, why plan ahead when you can just dig a big hole? Not sure he ever meant it this literally, but, hey, it definitely applies. Right now, I'm playing around with pattern ideas. One theme I think I'm going to work with is that the block palette of the walls, ceiling, and floors will be similar, but not the same. I want each floor to have its own look while also being similar enough to the floor above to feel like it's part of the same build. As an example, floor 1 uses all these blocks except for blackstone, so floor 2 will have a similar feel to floor 1, but look very different. I made a slight change to the floor design. I used stairs to begin with in an attempt to add some depth and texture, but it really didn't look right when I was walking around on it. So, I changed it over to flat blocks on the interior instead. I've been kind of waffling back and forth about it, but I think flat is what I'm going to go with. And for the ceiling of floor 2, I thought it would be interesting to copy the floor above and make it look like the floor of level 1 is the ceiling of level 2. Technically it can't be, as level 1 is a multi-level floor, as well as there are chests and redstone going on that needs to be hidden between floors, but this at least gives the illusion that it's the floor above. I might do this for all the different levels, but I'll see how much I like it with level 2 before I make that decision. And sometimes when I feel I need a break from building, I go off and explore and find cool things like this. Not only does this look cool, but it's actually kind of hard to find lava lakes underground anymore. This one is massive and looks like it's probably under the ocean from all the water columns. You know, Minecraft sure does have a knack for catching you when you stop and smell the lava, doesn't it? And with that out of my system for the moment, it's time to work on that sorting system for the wool. The chests are all in place and my stock of iron has taken a massive hit from all the hoppers this needs. I'm going to cover all this in glass as I plan on using a water stream to bring the items over here from the farm. The 3 stickers are all in place, as are the jack-o'-lanterns. And now the 2 stickers are done. And here's all the chili powder. You need a whole lot of spice to make this work properly. And here's the 1 stickers. In case you're wondering about the jack-o'-lanterns, it's always a good idea to use a light source block wherever you use a 1 sticker so that when it turns on and off, it doesn't cause lag from the light levels constantly being refigured by Minecraft. Obviously, I'm still missing some hoppers here, but this will be plenty to get the sorting started. The idea is this entire wall will be for the items coming from the sheep farm. Last year, I used over 100,000 carpets and never made the sorter. Never again, my friends. Never again. Now we place the water chute. We're using packed ice because we will have to use multiple water sources to get the wool back to the storage room, and we don't want to get any lost in the gaps between one source's end and the start of the next. The water has been added to the delivery chute, and we've even added the item filters to the hoppers. So I started doing some basic testing of the delivery system and noticed that some items got caught in the hoppers, which is a little weird considering the bulk of the test items made it into the chests they're meant to go into. And that got me thinking about all those videos I'd been watching where people were mentioning the need to line items up at the edge of the hoppers. Never understood why they were talking about it so much and never had an issue with it before myself, but apparently this is why you need to do that. So I did some digging and found that you can use any block that doesn't take up the full block space, like chests or honey blocks or even iron bars. After much testing, I went with a mix of chests and iron bars. I found it is vitally important that the items be spat out against whatever block you use, instead of dropping the items in front of it like I was doing before. The chest, and I found it was important to have at least 2 of them in a row to get the correct alignment, lines the items up, and the rest of the way you just can't use blocks that do take up the full block space. I suppose I could have gone with all chests, but with all the chests in the storage room, I was already running low on wood, and I had a lot of iron bars I grabbed from the stronghold, so chests and iron bars it was. And here you see the unloading station. We start with a 3 sticker pointing into a jack-o'-lantern. On the back of the jack-o'-lantern is a 1 sticker. Above that is any block you want to put there. In front of that block is a 2 sticker, which powers the block in front of that, and that turns the powered rail on and off. Over here is a little chili powder clock driven by a 3 sticker. Essentially, the hoppers hopify all the items into a shocked emoji box. The 3 sticker behind the shock box senses the box isn't empty and ignites the chili powder on this block, which ignites the chili powder under this block, which powers this block beside it, which in turn powers the 2 sticker, which ignites the chili powder on the side of the 3 sticker. This repeats over and over again till all the power of the chili is exhausted. Feel the power of the chili. And now it's time for another bit of random. Sadly for this bit, what little footage I originally recorded was unusable. That said, I didn't want to not mention this at all, so I was forced to do a bit of a reshoot. Here's the gist of it. One day I was out swimming by our friend InsaneNutta's base when I saw he had installed this large window so he could look out into the ocean from his storage room. The thought popped into my head that we must do something with this. And here is the something I came up with. 2 huge honking giant, and let's not forget evil, cod. Yes, that's right, giant evil cod. Why are they evil? Because they're cod. It should go without saying. Now, evil cod, for those new to the channel, or even for those simply not around in year 1, evil cod relate back to the Rogue Crafter's time on the Avatopia server, where the first items for sale were enchanted fishing rods for those with a mind to do some AFK fishing. As part of the ad campaign to sell those god rods, I reminded people of their civic duty to rid the oceans of the evil that is cod. I mean, just look at them with their glowing red eyes and that evil little hooky beard thing. Nothing says evil like a little hooky beard thing, right? And so the legend of the evil cod was born. There's even a little cod father video I made a while back. And so now, whenever InsaneNutta looks out into the ocean, he is reminded of the evil cod. This has been a bit of random. Last week we found the stronghold, but as much as I'd love to jump right in and do some end raiding, we're putting that on hold until we can get a group of people to do it all at the same time. So until then, it's time I stop putting this off. It's time to open the first GGG Shop. Up until now, I've been selling items out of a chest in front of the base, but no more, my friends. It's time to shop it up. We haven't decided on if there's going to be a shopping district yet, so for now, I thought it would be fitting for the first shop to be a ship, a supply ship, if you will. We've already been selling welly skulls and string, and we now have enough wool to start selling wool of every color. I'm not going to go with anything too fancy, as I really don't know that this will be a permanent shop. It's just a way to get the items out there for other people to buy, so they don't have to wait around for me to be online to get them. And here it is, my friends, the SSGGG in all its semi-glory. Nothing too fancy about the design, but there's something about the simplicity of it that I like. It's nice, simple, and definitely will do the job of getting the goods out into the hands of others and in getting their diamonds into my pockets. Sadly, I think we're going to have to cut it there, as my voice is still giving me a little bit of grief, but I think we accomplished a lot in this episode. We got the item sorter all sorted out. Floor 2 is mostly built, just need to decide what I'm going to do with the other 3 walls. I have some ideas for that. We built some giant evil fish, as a prank for Insane, and we built an actual GGG shop. Next up on the plans are, I think I have all I need to build an above-ground slime farm now. Since we're putting off the first end raid until later, I think I might try my hand at fancying the portal room up a bit. The end portal room gets visited quite a lot over the season, but never really seems to get much love. This year, it's my goal to let it know we like it. We really like it. But that's all for next time. For now, I have been Gragore, and this has been Roguecraft. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, always try and find a way to have some fun. Until next time, see ya!